One's a former NFL star turned esports coach.
But I was getting the stink eye from my wife. She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing."
And one's a dad who can't stop playing Rocket League.
These kids these days, they're like, blah, 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 blah. We're used to jump and run.
Together, they welcome you to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge.
Welcome to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. I'm your host, Ahman Green, and got my good friend and a studio teammate, John Audius. Man, John, how you doing?
What's going on, Ahman? How are you?
I'm good, man. I had a good drive home, I say on Monday, on Martin Luther King's birthday, from Texas back to Nebraska with my granddaughter in the car. And we had a basically fun trip of weather and a lot more stops than I wanted to, but obviously for safety reasons.
Okay.
Because the ice coming out of Houston, going to Dallas, about an hour out of Houston, that's when we hit like inclement weather. So it was ice rain. Ooh. And ice rain in terms of the coldness was so bad where I had to stop at a gas station and rake off the ice with the ice scraper on my windshield. And I had it cranked up to like, it was 100 degrees in that car. Like, she's like, Paul, can you turn there? Can I take off my jacket? I'm like, yeah, take it off. It's hot. It's hot in here. So before I continue my story, real quick, welcome everybody into the Gamers Lounge. And this is the place for you to find and talk and hear talk about the video game space, esports, movies, animes, comic book shows, anything of that nature. It's all the geek culture that it does exist rotating around the video game world. I'm your host, Ahman, like I mentioned already, and we are streaming on 5 platforms, I believe. I'm on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube. We're on X, and we're on Twitch as well, and Instagram. So follow us all around. John will, let everybody know where we could follow you at later on in the show. And if Rico, the rookie, pops in here, he's coming in. He's always coming in hot. He also does radio on his own. So we're all busy gentlemen, because I'm back on campus. School hasn't officially started, so I'm just prepping for class. So that was my last 2 days, John, right there. So driving up to Nebraska, surviving the inclement weather, and then getting into campus yesterday, seeing what's up to all my faculty buddies to get the school year started for 2024. What about yourself, sir?
Oh, it's just been super cold, right? They call it a polar vortex. We used to just call it like it got cold, but they have a name for it nowadays. And, that and the snow. I've been traveling with women's basketball. I don't even know what day it is. Well, I guess I do.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's one of those things where they have to leave a little earlier to get ahead of the weather. And then there's delays. And then there's just a lot of sitting on a plane, a lot of sitting on a bus, and not a lot of sleep. So I'm hoping to reverse that and get a little bit more sleep. Other than that, just got back from Iowa City, got to watch college women's basketball. Saw Iowa, saw Hawkeyes beat the Badgers.
So you got Caitlin. You watched Caitlin Clark. You said what now? You said the Buckeyes won, or who won?
Hawkeyes won. Hawkeyes won.
They won.
Yeah, they're number 2 in the country. But
gotcha.
What else? Oh, just the cold. Back to the cold. It's too cold. But you know what I did last week? Because it was minus 30 outside with the wind chill.
I was looking at Wisconsin temperatures. It was super cold. Yeah.
Super cold. And you know what I said? I said, you know what I want to do? So I woke up one morning last week or whenever it was, and I said, I want to feel what minus 30 feels like. So every morning I try to get out on my deck and get some sunshine, right? Feel the sunshine, whether it's 40 degrees, 80 degrees, or minus 30
Which
degrees.
is a good thing to do for the human body. We need vitamin D. That's where we get a lot of vitamin D from.
Exactly. So I went out there at minus 30. I was like, I'm just going to feel what minus 32 feels like. And I was out there for a few minutes. And it's, I'm in the corner. I'm not exposed to the wind. I'm wearing a kind of a heavy jacket, my pajama pants. I'm like, this isn't so bad. But my wife and my daughter thought I was crazy. But it was.
Yeah, my wife probably think I'm a little cuckoo too, do that. Because like you said, it's a sun thing. Getting that sun in your face, getting your pupils to open up, to dilate with the sun hitting you.
Yeah.
People don't realize that's a way to stay healthy, is to look at the sun. That people tell you all the time, don't look at the sun. Yeah, look at the sun. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it.
Just don't stare at it. You could go blind, but
that's still, you got to prove that to me. We got it. Because I've heard that a lot. I've heard that a lot since I was a kid. I'm like, I stare at the sun all the time, and I got 20/20 vision.
I don't know if it's the best, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So in the chat, we got my man, the average historian, says goats are in the building, and Sakia, hello, how you doing? Good morning as well. So we have I say Rico the Rookie always comes in hot off the top rope, so he'll probably be shooting in here real quick. But yeah, it was also my granddaughter. She turned 4 years old, John. Like 4 years old. It's like, I'm like, man, flying by. I love it. Teaching her manners, keeping the manners on her tight. I've been making sure I'm like, how you ask? Cause she's like, I want this, I want that. And I'm like, oh, how do you ask? Oh, may I have this, please? May I have a glass of water, please? May I have this? I'm like, see, there you go. I say, here you go. And it's like, there you go. So I was like, go ahead.
I was just saying, kids are so like they want to learn.
Yeah,
you know what I
they
mean?
do.
She's not trying to be like, give me this, I want that. She's just, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, she'll correct herself. And I remember it was a few times where she said something, I want a bag of chips for lunch. And she said, oh, may I have a bag of chips for lunch? I was like, there you go. I was like,
perfect.
What
was that drive like with a 4-year-old, by the way?
It wasn't bad. It's like, I mean, this was our second drive because we drove down there during the break. I say the first drive was a little hectic because she somehow, because she got hot and she started moving around in the seat on this going down there. What's up, Nikki? Oh, gotcha. Did you change your name, girl? I was one of my high school friends there in the chat. And so she got hot in the seat. And so being a 3-year-old, not very, aware of why she has to be in the car seat, she unhooks her car seat. I'm like, and like instantly, as soon as I hear the click, the unclicking, I'm like, no. I pulled the truck over. I was like, don't you ever do that again. It's not safe. You could get hurt real bad if we, get in an accident, hopefully not happen. But you gotta tell her kind of what's going on a little bit. So it was that instant when we got out of Kansas going into Oklahoma coming down. But on the ride back, she was good. She got hot again coming back because I told you I was trying to keep the windows from icing up. But this time she was like, I said, baby, I'm hot too. I was like, so Paw got to sit up here. I'm sweating already. She's like, kind of looked at me like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, there you go. It's like, please don't come out of the seat now during the ice rain. And then also learning that a lot of people in Texas still have to learn how to drive in inclement ice rain. They were going like, okay, I bumped mine. So I got to tell people, like my kids when they were growing up before they started driving, I say when the ice rain starts, when it starts snowing, and even if it rains, that first rain, it mixes with the oil or whatever is on the ground, the grease, whatever. So you want to crank your speed down probably another 20 miles per hour. Like if you're going 50 somewhere, go 30. If you're going 60, go a little bit and go like 50 or 45 at a slow pace. And I'm watching these like out of Houston, it's Fast and Furious out down there. And I saw between that hour and a half drive between Dallas and Houston, I probably saw 5 car accidents. The aftermath. I didn't see the accident happen. I'm driving past because everything's now been, filtered down to one lane passing the accident. And I saw only one guy in a stretcher. So hopefully he's okay. But I'm like, Texas drivers, slow down when you see the white stuff hitting the ground, coming from the sky that is very cold, or on your windshield windshield, slow down, take it down a notch so you can be safe for the rest of the new year, basically. So
I'm with you, Ahman. That's something that really disturbs me, especially whether that's, like you said, with the icy conditions in Houston and the population there is way not used to those type of conditions at all, right? Like rarely. Yeah. So they're not knowing as much as someone who lives further north. But even those who live further north, it appears that sometimes the bigger vehicle you have, the more likely you are to speed and or tailgate. And so when I was driving to the airport to leave for one of these road trips I was talking about earlier, I mean, it was slow going. It was snow. I'm like, I'm going 35, 40 max, because anything over that, and who knows what's going to happen. And to see SUVs and trucks right by me, I'm like, oh my God. And then to tailgate somebody, you know how hectic it is to drive in snow.
It's on your butt. Yeah.
It's hectic. And now add a huge vehicle behind you tailgating. I'm like, oh my God, guys, just can everybody just chill? Like, we're all going to get there if we just go a little slower. You're going to be like a minute and a half later than what you're going to be. So just slow down.
Yeah, it's like, where's the party? Where's the hot date? Like, don't you want to get to your date? Slow your butt down. It's like, oh my goodness.
It's 5:30 in the morning. We don't need to be there that quick. Jeez, it's snowing. Everyone understands that snow equals slow. Like, your boss isn't going to be mad at you. Like, your boss, hopefully, if you have a kind enough boss, is going to be like, oh, I get it. Snow. You probably took a little bit longer to get here. So
exactly.
That annoys me so much about
There you go. There's the kid, the brookie. So
hey guys.
Good morning, Rico. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Sorry about my tardiness. I got a lot going on.
Push-ups. So we give you push-ups for that. That's all good.
Push-ups.
No, just messing with you. So JFK, man, what's up, man? Happy New Year. Smoke Buds Heavy. How you doing? He comes into the Green and Gold G Lounge as well. And my homegirl from high school, Sakia, or by Nikki, she says her dad always says stay home on the first big snow of the year. It's safer. Yeah.
Oh,
smart.
That's good advice.
Listen to the parents, please. I had something I was going to say, kind of skipped my mind. I'll come back to it later, but the pack football, Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles don't know what they look. They don't know they forgot how to play football. I don't know. I just know the Packers moved on to the second round, divisional play. They're gonna have another tough. I'll say, first game was thought of being tough, and it was not the case. But this next coming game for the Packers, going out to Santa Cruz to face the 49ers. This one's going to be a little bit tougher, a little bit more physical game. And so we'll see. Going for my pack, those young Bucks are fearless. And like I said, the Cowboys didn't look like they played a whole football season. They looked like bewildered in that game. And they kept looking at each other and talking to one another. And it's like, well, while y'all figure it out, we're going to score touchdowns and create turnovers and sack the quarterback and stuff. So I'm excited for the young Bucks getting to this next first time in the playoffs for a lot of those guys, and then going to the divisional round in their first attempt. And so good job to Jordan Love and that offense, and also that defense, Rashard Gary and crew, Kenny Clark as well. So what you got, John?
Real quick on the Packers game. Like, I'm telling my daughter, like, hey, listen, I've got to watch football today. Dad's playoffs, blah, blah, blah. And by like whatever quarter, it's like a blowout. She's like, do you still want to watch the game? I'm like, God dang it, I guess I don't.
You win this round.
You win this round. But can I do a quick best thing we saw, like, bonus right now? Because you mentioned the pack is back. Did you see Jair Alexander photobomb the news report here?
Yes, I saw that. That was awesome.
Hilarious.
And how she not know? Either she was totally caught off and didn't realize who that was. Because how you not know Jair Alexander? He's been in this team like 8 years, if not 6, 7 years, somewhere in there.
So for those who don't know what we're talking about, here's the news reporter doing her live shot or maybe recorded shot, and Jair Alexander decides to stop by.
And I'm sure they'll bring that energy right to Texas.
I'm just here to tell you, Pack is back.
You heard it from a fan right here. Pack is back.
Fan.
Tickets to Sunday's game range from close.
I love that.
Fan. That was awesome. When I saw that, I'm like, he did his little he's putting a sword in the sheath, the shift there, because he just got the interception, or he made an incomplete pass, and he's putting the sword back in the sleeve there. My man Jair, he's a different dude, but always I say different dude because defensive backs are those guys. They have their own little, because they're on the island, right? That's the actual metaphor of being a defensive back. You're on the island on the edge, and I guess you're on the island. You kind of start doing your own thing. You become your own crazy things. So you're
there by yourself.
You're there by yourself. You're probably talking to yourself a lot. I would know I would. I talk to myself a lot. Smart people talk to themselves. I know. I'm in the house by myself.
It's funny. Speaking of talking to yourself, over the weekend, I was just, sometimes you're just doing something and you're just telling yourself like, okay, now you got to do this and this, whatever. And my daughter comes into the room. She goes, Dad, who are you talking to? I go, no, I'm just talking to myself. Dad's a little silly. She goes, yeah, I talk to myself too sometimes.
Hey,
And
kids,
I was like,
hey,
okay, kid.
and see what happens. At the kids at those ages, I was talking to my granddaughter Rico before you came in, and she just turned 4. And at that age, those are the Jedi, those are the younglings, right? Like we teach them. That's when we're teaching them and molding them. And sometimes they already got it together. You know?
Oh yeah.
They know what they're talking about. You know, like my granddaughter, I was telling John in the chat that I was teaching her manners, how to ask for things. May I please? And can I? She's like, I want this. I say, no. You got to say, can I or may I? You know, and I remember a couple of conversations during the visit, she would correct herself. So she's like, I want, no, may I have a bag of chips with my lunch, please? I'm like, there you go.
Perfect. Perfect.
Couldn't say it better myself, young lady.
Now you got to hit her when she does, can I? You go, I don't know, can you?
Yeah, I got to do that one later.
What the teachers give you in school. Can I go to the restroom? I don't know, can you?
Yeah. It's
like, yes, Miss Robertson, I can. I just need to go.
Exactly. Like her main thing is why? Why? I was like, why are we watching football? I said, because I like to watch the Packers and look, hopefully, you know, at the start of the game, hopefully they'll come out the victor before all the scoring start. She's like, why? I said, because they got to go to the next round and play another game and go to the Super Bowl and win a championship. Why? I'm like, okay.
Because it would be nice.
It gets to a limit. As adults, we have a limit of why. So it's like, I'm really trying to find more answers after that one. I was like, well, after why, you got to figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah. I just hit him with that. Honestly, I wish I could tell you. I don't know.
Yeah. So JFK said the gesture he did was a seatbelt, which means locking him up. Oh, I did not know that. I thought it was a sword thing because they do the bow, like the quarterbacks do the blow, like for archery, for hitting their shots. And so he's putting on the seatbelt. Click, click. Ooh, I like that. I did not know that.
I think it was the sword.
Thank you, JFK. I appreciate you on that. I did not. I've been knowing that.
Just here to tell you, Pack is back.
You heard it from a fan right here.
Yeah, he had his other hand up here.
I did not know he was clicking the seatbelt, locking you down. Okay, I like it even better. I love it. That is awesome. DBs and defensive backs, linebackers, they could do stuff like that. Running backs, wide receivers do plenty. Like
Odell, this is all you get.
Yeah, do the first down thing. I like Aaron Jones. He kind of wipes himself off because he was on the ground out, I'm assuming, and then first down.
What did you do, Ahman?
Did all that. Nothing. I did nothing.
Ahman just carried the ball, got first downs, and scored touchdowns.
And run linebackers over, gave the ball to the referee. The one time I told you, John, you know this, and Rico, I don't know if you know this, but the one time I did score a touchdown, and I thought I was going to start dancing and have a good time, and Donald Driver tackled me. I'm like, I'm in full on because I grew up in Cali. I was like, it just came to me. I was like, I'm a crip walk. I started crip walking in the end zone against the Dolphins. We in Miami. I get blindsided. I'm like, come on, Donald. I was like, I was about to get loose.
He said, you don't do that here.
The one and only time I'm gonna probably get loose in my career, because everything after that was a spike, or I just give it the ball to the referee, or I take the ball to the stands, give it to my wife. So there you go. What else with you, Rico? Since you came in late, what's up?
We're busy over here getting ready for Supernova stuff. The Professional Volleyball Federation starts their inaugural season next week, actually, a week from today, the 24th. Awesome. Omaha, Atlanta visits Omaha for the first game.
Awesome. Where is it? Downtown Omaha? Like
it's at the CHI Health Center.
Oh, the
yep. And we're broadcasting, so I'll be down there with DP and Renee Saunders, legendary Scott Catholic volleyball coach. So it's going to be a grand old time, and we went to a closed practice yesterday.
Ooh.
So got to watch them. Got to see the court. It is exciting times. It's gonna be a blast. The team looks fantastic. Sydney Hilly looks fantastic.
Always. Yep.
And that's Wisconsin, I'm assuming.
Yeah, she's the Badgers setter. In
Danielle Hart looked fantastic.
Yeah, she was also injured that year. The year Wisconsin in 2021 beat Nebraska for the national championship. They were part of that team.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you for that.
John knew what he was doing.
Hey, I had to.
Yeah,
he knew what he was doing. And also, you got to realize, like, for a lot of these young ladies going in the pro now, they're going to be playing against each other or playing with each other now.
Yeah.
And that's a thing in sports, right? I don't think a lot of athletes think of that. Like when you're in college, like for football, yeah, you think about it because football's been around 100 years, but you don't really realize, oh man, okay, I hated that school. I hated that team. I maybe hated a few players and the coach because of their team colors.
Mhm.
We were rivals anyway, blase, blase. And then you get drafted like they have. And now it's like,
Hey, teammate. Hey,
what's
bud.
up? Hey,
Think
we
about it
gotta
this way,
talk.
John.
We got to
Daniel Hart, Sidney Hilly are playing on the same team as Torrey Dixon and Yassiana Presley.
Yeah,
I'm
crazy,
oblivious
huh?
to this, so you got to help me out. So what were they? They were Badgers and Huskers?
2 Badgers, a Gopher, and a Baylor Bear.
Mm.
And Presley, man, she had some games against Wisconsin too.
Bro,
They got her
she
in the
is-
Final Four, but my
hey,
goodness.
she could still get up.
Yeah, she's just.
I swear
out
her
of the
feet are at the
gym.
bottom of the net when she jumps. It's crazy.
She's amazing.
That's weird. That's I mean, not weird. It's just interesting to see.
And also,
I would love to be a fly on the wall. Be like, are they
Big Betty,
fight?
Bethania de la Cruz out of the Dominican Republic.
Mm.
Ooh, look, great
She's
name.
on the team as well. And look,
Supernova?
she, when she hits the ball and when she moves, is just different. It's just different.
Mm.
Yeah, you got those athletes. We'll see it later in the best thing we've seen on social media. We'll see that later. We could talk about athletes and what they do and make it look real easy.
Yeah.
We'll hit that later. But before that, we'll hit the Sly, the sponsor of our show, Sly. Drink on the Sly. It says play is essential part of life. So when you're digital like we are right now, or outdoors like John, you missed it, John, Rico. So John goes out on his back porch or his porch and sunbathes, even in the winter.
Well, not sunbathe.
I want to say
just-
something. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was going to explain. I say he has a jacket on. He's protected. He just wanted to kind of test the below 40, gets a little sun and goes back in, you know.
Yeah,
So I was
out there
going to unpack that. I wasn't just going to say that and then
my pajamas. I had a little top layer on, but I went out there minus 30 and just felt it. Just like, what does
You
this
should
feel
just
like?
left it as it was and just be like, yeah, John sunbathed. Just out
so
there, just in his boxers, just like, yep, negative 40. Let's take this sun in real quick.
let's get it. Let's get it. So whether
Here we go.
digital or
Yeah, we gotta
outdoors,
wipe the snow off the chair.
yeah, exploring your world is fun, like John is having. Keep the good times rolling and support your play with Slide Boost, Slide Chill, and Slide Dream. So go to drinkontheslide.com on the website, check it out, pick out your flavor, and have a good time with it. And it's all healthy ingredients, natural ingredients, which I love too. And then a lot of other big stuff is going on here. This is just one coach of many. They said, where do you think Bill Belichick is going? We had Bill Belichick, we had Nick Saban, we had Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel, and a few other coaches that already got let go, retired, or been like, you know what, I'm tired of doing all this rigmarole of coaching. I'm done. I'm out. So I don't know where Bill Belichick. I know the rumor, and he's already talked to the owner, Arthur Blank, the Home Depot guy with the Atlanta Falcons. He's already talked to them. He's on the phone with them at the moment. No, I'm just kidding.
Jim Harbaugh
at the moment. What's up?
Yeah, Harbaugh also had an interview.
I
in
forgot Harbaugh.
I love
winner.
I love the people who are saying it was like, oh, Bill Belichick has interviewed with the Falcons. They're like, no. Bill Belichick interviewed the Falcons.
Yeah. Like, and I just, for Bill's sake, like, you know how great he is, right? It's just his age and relating to the younger guys, because that Atlanta squad is a young squad. Like, they're probably the second youngest team in NFL behind the Green Bay Packers. So I don't know.
He's only 71.
Right. And yeah, that's he's a grandfather to all those guys.
Ahman, I feel like Belichick almost has a pass to do it his way. Like his way may be not what current athletes are kind of up for, but when you see all the rings, you say, okay, well, maybe we should listen to this way.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. Yeah.
He had rings on a whole hand and then on an extra finger. Like he's full up on rings. And my thought with that is Bill Belichick going to Atlanta with that young squad, maybe lay a foundation. You're not going to ask him to be there for 10 years, but maybe 5 years, lays the foundation for how things should be and let those young guys in Atlanta, you know, the nightlife in Atlanta, letting them know, like, when you're here, it's football. All right. We need to focus.
I just had something run across my mind when you said nightlife and Bill Belichick in the same sentence. I'm not going to even go to that right now. But what I will say is I'm coaching that one of the newer generations, right? And at the college level. So I can't imagine him trying to coach esports players. I would pay to be in the room for every practice to watch that, because some of the kids I deal with, I love him, but it gets interesting, right? And so for him, just like like I said, young NFL team, is hopefully he knows who he is talking to and understanding. But yeah, I would think that the players be smart enough to know, like, wait a minute, this guy got 6 rings. And he was with a guy by the name of Tom Brady, and we already know his story.
Who's that?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna listen to him. I'm gonna pay attention, especially if I'm a defensive player. I'm like, oh, I couldn't wait to have this guy as my coach. You know, it's like, oh, they're Belichick to Dallas. Ooh,
Some people are saying,
Life
but they
is
have to fire
LJ, what's
McCarthy
up?
first. So
yeah.
don't
And
put the cart before the horse.
yeah, I mean, it's so many obviously places and destinations. What's up, James? Jake James Lugo in the chat today. We had him on the podcast earlier last year. So what's up, man? I've been watching you. You've been doing a lot of little content, good stuff. Big questions he likes to ask. But we're getting over to our quick hidden news bites here, and I got John up first on the plate, on the stage. Here we go.
Do we have a news?
Wait a
bite?
minute. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Boom.
No.
There we go. We got it. Almost forgot it. Thank you for the reminder. All right, John, you're up first, sir.
All right. So headline via Yahoo, via DPA International, via the internet, video game addicts. I like that headline. Addicts at risk of hearing loss and tinnitus. Doctors warn. So here are the main points from the article. So a link has been found between excessive video gaming and hearing issues, such as tinnitus and hearing loss. It's reported by doctors from Australia, China, Switzerland, and the US. Really? And it's for gamers playing at high sound levels for extended periods of time, potentially leading to irreversible hearing damage. By the way, when I first saw this headline, started a little bit reading into this, I said, yes, and or radio broadcasters.
Yeah. Us right here, potentially.
Yes, and people who like music in their earphones. Like it's not
literally
just
anybody.
It's literally anyone. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, this is a way to make it. But they studied anyway. They studied gamers, so they specifically went after a certain group of people, 50,000 gamers globally, and basically it suggests that unsafe listening in your headphones risks permanent hearing loss or tinnitus. So that's basically it. So like, but when I saw that, I was like, yeah, but there's a lot of, I mean, I thought we knew this, quite frankly, that like earphones or anything within the ears for extended periods of time at high levels, whether you're a gamer or a radio broadcaster or
you're just a consumer,
somebody who likes to listen to music. Like I thought we knew all this.
Yeah, right? If you put headphones on or headphones in, like you have a risk of hearing loss if you crank the volume too high. It's not just gamers, like you just mentioned. And like Magic Touch says, you know, musicians standing next to speakers, or if you go to a bunch of concerts and you sit in the front row right next to the speakers, like you have the potential for ear loss. If you're anywhere where there's just a bunch of loud noises all the time, you have the potential for hearing loss.
So you just gotta be aware of it. Be smart.
But no, let's attack the gamers again.
I know.
Well, maybe it was just listen. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they specifically went after gamers, but it just serves as a good reminder, I guess. Right?
Yeah, I say that a good reminder, and
turn your headphones down.
Yeah, just
be mindful of that. And that was something I was just talking to some of my players about, because players want to play for other teams, right? Some of the scholarship players were thinking about or already playing on another team, and so I'm like, well, we have screen time for a reason, and have our practices, which is 2 or 3 hours, and then scrims and VOD review and all that. That's screen time. So we got to get our bodies rest, because we're absorbing whatever's coming off these monitors in front of us, you know, is not good for us over time. So it's good to get off the PC. And so it's in our student handbook that I'm editing now to get it out to our players, so they understand, like, yeah, we want you to be the best you could be at our games with us, but also don't just let it become where you be almost like an addict. We're talking, as they're talking about here, to where you're not paying attention to you and your body and everything. That's why I wear these glasses. They block the Blu-ray, you know. Probably need a new pair when they're a couple years old. Maybe need to update them. And I'll say any glasses probably do, or I say does help with that. So just be mindful of that as a player for my team. So that was the conversation. But like for people out in the industry, because even though, you know, on iPhones, I'm not sure about Bose and all that, and the tablets. When you put the earbuds in your ears, the phone will tell you that you've been listening to music for 3 hours. You need to turn the volume down now. My phone has told me that sometime. I'm like, oh,
really?
I'm like, thank you, Siri. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, but also leave me alone.
I also like on the iPhone, like if you look at the screen when you get the headphones in, it like it has a little like green is good, like level. And if you get above that, it's kind of, I think it goes to red or whatever. And it's like, hey, it's too loud.
Yep. Yep. I've seen that too. Magic Tech says it's a healthy thing, but the great thing is technology is advancing in regard to audio, i.e. our AirPods, as we just talking about, can adapt to your listening style and adjust depending on the environment and whatnot. So boom, what John just said there. So yeah, it's the good. This is the good and the bad, right? You know, we either in the matrix or we just living in the real world, just trying to get by. You know what I'm saying? And heading over to my topic here, which is some more tech stuff dealing with Call of Duty. So Call of Duty anti-cheat tech will now close down if a mouse and keyboard player activates the aim assist. So full definition for anybody that's in the chat, because I know I have some friends and family in the chat that may not know what aim assist is. So real quick on that education. So aim assist is one of the hottest topics in the competitive space. So it is designed to offer a helping hand to console players when it comes to keeping their reticle on target, and depending on its severity, can see the reticle move about quite a bit as it tracks enemy players. So aim assist, generally speaking, is not meant for mouse and keyboard players who benefit from the increased speed of the mouse, of the accuracy from their PC focused control that scheme provides. So right there, so with PC, or I say with PC mouse and keyboard gamers there, so if they hack into it, it will shut down the game. So Activision Blizzard said that the anti-cheat tech dubbed Ricochet, which is part of it when you download your Activision game, you see that as an upload later, kind of the second download once you really get it going. So we'll now close down the app on the PC if it detects a mouse and keyboard active aim assist. So this works across Modern Warfare 3, 2, and Warzone. For all you hot Warzone men and women out there,
all you aim assist Warzone players,
don't be the cheater. Don't be the one that shuts down the system. Do not be that one. And I think I like this because obviously it keeps the riffraff from messing around with the fun game for everybody. Hey, we trying to play video games and have a good time. Don't mess it up. Don't mess up the club and where the club gets shut down. You know what I'm saying? What you got, John?
Question for you two and for everyone on Twitch watching right now too. How prevalent would you say is that
Great
aim
question.
assist? How prevalent? Like,
great question.
What's the percentage of times you'd encounter someone?
So if you gave me like in every out of every 10 games, how many times would you run into somebody with aim assist?
Yeah. Or out of every 100, or however you want to do that. Yeah.
I'd say that there's usually, I would say about over half.
Wow.
Over half the time, there's going to be at least one person in every match that has it. You might not encounter it. Somebody might take them down before you encounter them. But then again, it's also that thing where some people are just that fast. I mean, not that fast, but some people are pretty fast and pretty good where you look at it and you're like, they've got to be cheating. They have to be cheating.
All right.
But
ER follows up with that.
About over half the time, probably.
Yeah, and ER agrees with you, Rico. So he says there's someone in each match saying.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, it's pretty prevalent.
Yeah, so almost every match there, and then Magic says, but there were cheaters in CLD Challengers League that prevented players from a chance to competing for $100,000.
That sucks.
What's up, A Train? So A Train, there are so many issues with challengers. So yeah, that's the Challenger League. So like an open league for semi-pro kids that are players that want to play in a Call of Duty league, basically. But
it would. Do you think it's going to make then the game more enjoyable? Like if this is really accurate and it really shuts down all the people in every match?
Well, I would say yes.
Yeah, I would say because eventually, obviously, you'll get all the riffraff out of there, like I mentioned already. The ones that are trying to cheat, which at this point is like, why? But they're going to do it anyway. But they have this out there. They hit this tripwire, your system is shut down, bro.
If you're playing just for quote unquote fun and you're cheating, I don't understand what you get out of it.
That's not fun.
It's not fun to me. Yeah, there's no cheaters in this gamers lounge. So for us, we don't get it, and I understand it only because I've been around competition a long time. And I mean, I go back when I was in high school, and that's where I was finding out guys that was using steroids, right, to get bigger, faster, stronger. And I'm like, you know, being between my mom, my dad, and my two older brothers who played football as well, they just put the fear in God in me. They said, hey, don't even touch this stuff because we're gonna kick your butt if you do, if we find out. So let's just start there first. And but it, you know, for me, it's like, then you don't really like, I understand you're trying to win, but just do anything humanly possible to win. Work harder, study the plays, you know, get an edge up on how to read the offense or the defensive line or the offensive line or the formation. Do that. You know, or basketball player, fun. Or if you're a basketball player, just shoot all day and night to your game. Like we were talking off the stream, John, about basketball players, and we're going to talk about later how athletes, like you play against a basketball player in a game. John mentioned this, that in practice they probably hit 90% of their shots because they have nobody in their face, but in a game they go 50 or 30%. Which is still good, you know, 50% in the game, still good. 30% is still okay, but we don't see that. And of course, the fans are like, they're terrible. But hey, it's like you deal with it, but don't you right? If you're really trying to cheat, then take the fun of it. And real quick, this is off the page from IGN of that article. It says here on Team Call of Duty update. So Team Ricochet says our security detection system now targets players using tools to activate aim assist. While using a mouse and keyboard, the Call of Duty application will close if detected. So this is out there on X as well. So if you don't see it, if you're not an X, if you are an X person or Twitter, hey, you should know. Hey, don't mess around with Activision Blizzard right now.
Like it's a lot more fun when you win without cheating and when you win with your own skill.
Exactly.
And like it, I don't understand how you can cheat. And you know, in the chat, there's people saying, you know, streamers who are cheating, it's big money because people. You know, as long as you don't get caught, it'll be a lot of money coming in. People will come to your stream and watch you play because they think that you're good. And people want to watch people play that are good. And I get that. But at the same time, like, it would be a lot more fulfilling to you if you weren't cheating and you were just that good. Like, how much fun is it when you hit a shot that you're just like, I don't know how that just happened?
Like,
with aim assist, with aim assist, you just aim, you shoot, you got the shot. But like you're jumping off a building, somebody's shooting at you, you just turn around, blow, you get the shot, and you're like, I don't know what just happened. That was amazing. It was so cool. Like that just it feels so much better in the adrenaline rush as opposed to just like, I know I'm gonna hit this shot, but let me pretend like I'm excited.
And that's what I don't understand. Like if you are out there, I mean, I get it for streaming, like the point was made in the chat, and that makes sense that if you're streaming and people are paying you to watch, like why you might want to use that. But if you're just playing the game and you're aim assisting, like you're not even like, you're just looking at a screen and winning. Like what's the point? Like
you're just moving around. And
I don't understand how that's fun if you know that you're going to win every time.
It's like the wall hacks too. Like you know where everybody is. Like that's not okay.
There's no competition. Competition is what makes games fun.
Exactly. Although it's hilarious when the people are cheating and they still lose because it's like you have
that's awesome.
Your advantage.
I've seen that happen,
and you're losing.
Yes, you still.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I laugh at those guys. But yeah, I've had those moments, Rico, that you're talking about, where I've been on my controller, not mouse and keyboard, on my controller on Halo, and I've hit a 360 headshot. And I'm jumping off. I've jumped off, and I saw somebody behind me. I flipped it around real fast and got the headshot. I'm like,
yep. Oh, it feels the satisfaction that goes through your body when you're just like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, I'm that.
And you're trying to like, if you're streaming, you're trying to stay cool. You're like, yeah, I knew I could do that. In your head, you're just like, what just happened?
No, that's probably you or somebody else, not me. I'll be like, I didn't know I could do that.
No, I'm terrible at the game, so I'm excited whenever I get a kill. I'm good.
And he says, Magic says, no online kids have no penalty. I think it's some penalty. Well, this is a penalty now. Your system gets shut down. There you go. There's other things that after Activision Blizzard have been breaking down since COVID because of all the anti-cheating, the fake accounts that come down, people logging in. They log in one account, gets banned, and they go into another account. All your accounts gonna get banned, partner.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it. Activision Blizzard is locking down this thing like Fort Knox. All right.
Night-night.
So night. All right, Rico. Up. Got your story up here, ready to roll.
All right. So UK video game seller Game, which it threw me off when I first saw the title. Just said Game to stop selling pre-owned titles.
Yeah, I was like, did they forget
what
to
game
put
is doing this?
GameStop? Or
It's like GameStop in the UK. It's just called Game. They're not going to be selling pre-owned titles, so they're phasing out trade-ins over the coming months, according to the parent company. But pre-owned games will still be sold in the company's standalone stores as long as the stock remains. So as long as they have pre-owned games, they'll be selling them. But you can no longer go in the UK to Game, sell your games to them, and have somebody else buy them, which is terrible. Like you think of all the games that maybe you weren't able to buy before, and like you go into like a GameStop or something and you see a game that you've never seen before and it's like $10 and you're like, yeah, why not? We'll get that. Now it's just going to be the new games and it's going to be, $59.99, $69.99 for you to buy a game, and that's terrible for the video game industry because you have a lot of games that people, maybe weren't cool or hip with when they first came out. And I know that there are a few games that I've done that with where when they first came out, I didn't buy it. Maybe I didn't have the funds, or maybe I didn't think it was going to be that good. And then later on down the line, I'm watching other people play it, or I'm hearing people talk about it. I'm like, okay, let me check this out. I know I can go get it here for like $20 as opposed to buying it somewhere for $70 or $60. So you go, you get it, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You're talking about it. Maybe more people get into it, and they go and they buy the game, and that's what would help Game or GameStop to bring people in, because I haven't gone to GameStop to buy a game in like 5 years. If I'm going to get a game, I'll get it online directly from like PlayStation, or I'll go to like Target or Walmart or one of the bigger places. And maybe that's not good, but that's where I'll go to get those. Or so I don't know if that's, I don't like this. I don't like not having pre-owned games or being able to sell your games to a place to then maybe do a trade-in for another game.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think the retro games, obviously, or even the games like you said, comes out and it's super high price, but you wait a few months and you go head back to that GameStop or the Best Buy or wherever and get the game at a cheaper price. And I know, and gamers that are friends or relatives, they do that. One person buys the game and then one person beats the game and then gives it to their brother or sister or cousin, something like that. That's because obviously sometimes the prices, like it went from when I was young, a $40 Nintendo cartridge to now even digital download games are anywhere from $70 up to $100. Depends on the content that you get with it. Like 2K, they're giving you all the 2K points. Or Fortnite, you're getting more V-Bucks, things of that nature, or a statue. Like all the statues I have from Last
big fan of physical copies.
Now that I am. Like I'm like in terms of the physicalness, you know me. I'm gonna go to Best Buy. I've been to GameStop probably the last 2 months. So I'm that. I'm the one of the guys and people that's gonna keep GameStop and Best Buy open for a little while. Then eventually it's gonna shut down. So
I think unfortunately it's kind of like music. Like you don't really own, not a lot of people own music anymore. You don't buy an album or buy a CD. You have a subscription and you get to rent music. But as long as you keep paying your money every month, you get to hear any song you've ever wanted to hear that's ever been made. And I do miss the physical. We talked about how much Ahman loves physical copies of movies and DVDs and video games, and that is going away. And I think that sucks because it sucks for everything like we just talked about, of sharing it, secondary market. And you're not really going to own, like, unless you can unless you can download that file, right? And just like have the file saved somewhere, they could take it away at any moment. Just like your Amazon on demand. Like I bought some movies off Amazon. I don't own them. As soon as my account's done with Amazon, my movies are gone. I bought something and I never really got anything. And that's the same with video games. You can buy these, but until, 20 years from now, when they're like, that's taking up too much room on our server, your account's deleted. So it sucks.
And I've had people make fun of me for going and buying physical copies of movies and like, why are you doing that? You can stream it wherever you want. I go, yeah, but I like to have it. And they're like, well, why? And I was like, well, if and I'm like trying to come up with reasons, but that's like that's a better reason. Like if I shut down my account, or if I stop paying, or if they just decide that we don't want to have this movie on this platform anymore, I won't have it. I won't be able to watch it anymore without renting it or buying it again. So if I buy it and I have the physical copy, I can watch it whenever I want. And also for me, it's just, I don't know, well, especially for like video games now with the digital copies, if you run out of space on your gaming system, if you run out of space on your PlayStation, you have to go out and get an external hard drive, or
another hard
you have
HD,
to, or you have to delete the game, and then you'll have to re-download it. But with the physical copy, like you just have the CD, yeah, it's gonna have to re-download all that stuff, but it's right there. If they decide to take it away off of your PlayStation, off of your Xbox, that's it. Like you bought it, but now you don't have it. Whereas the physical copy, it's right there. You play whenever you want.
Yeah. Having that disc, and I tell Generation Z and Generation Alpha, that's how all my students, when I told them, hey, they were like, what? Come on, Mr. Green. I'm like, hey, what happens when the Wi-Fi goes out? I can still go to my DVD player and pop in a movie, a Blu-ray. I could still go to my Nintendo, because all those games don't need internet to run, and play Super Mario Brothers and play Super Contra or Tecmo. There you go. All right, so gotcha. So yeah, it's just a part of it. It's unfortunate because, like I said, I think the retro game industry will vibe off of that. We're actually over there start to, I say, probably take a little hit from that. But overall, for the ones that like us, we buy we go get those discs. We will get the digital download along with the disc, which I do both. So I have it on my phone, and then when I get home, I can just plug it in and finish the movie that way. Mm-hmm. All right, where are we headed off to now?
And how are you ever supposed to sell, like how I like sports cards, physical copies? Like, you can never sell like that in the future. You can't have because nobody has a physical copy of a game.
Guess what? I have my Skyrim physical copy. It's great.
Ooh,
fantastic.
Keep that. That's probably a.
Oh, it's beautiful.
What is it? What is it? What I'm trying to say.
Collectible later on.
Collectible. Yeah, there you go. Boom,
no collectibles in the future.
Rare. Yeah, they're like, oh, I got my NFT.
Unless you want, unless you make that an NFT. Or
yeah, I don't care about your picture of a monkey wearing a striped shirt and having a cowboy hat. It's dumb. Yeah. I'm sorry if anybody in here has NFTs. It's still dumb.
It's just interesting, and that we could go into it, but I know I gotta get.
I don't understand it. That's why it's dumb.
We'll talk about that at another time, sir. But I gotta get John out of here. Let's head over to the best thing I've seen on social media.
You're so dumb. Got him. Ain't nobody got time for this.
Bruh. All right, John, you're up first here, sir.
So this gets back to what we were saying just about the skill of elite athletes.
Yeah.
Nicholas, Tiger Woods was with these guys from Barstool and
stronger grip forward.
Challenged them to a long drive
contest. Stronger club face, lead the club face strong all the way back.
Yes!
Oh, that's solid.
That's all right. Competitor. Oh, you're right.
Okay. All right, you see where that went?
Okay.
All right,
we saw it.
We saw it.
Yeah,
we saw it. All right, long drive contest.
No.
That's ridiculous.
Game over.
What is it?
Game over.
What is he doing?
I love it.
No!
Game over.
You're a sicko.
What are you?
That was awesome.
Why? No. Why?
You're incredible.
Yeah, just want to have a little fun. That's all. A little fun.
I'd be pissed.
I'm speechless. That was so.
Why you gonna be?
Do you know?
Okay.
I knew he had something up his sleeve.
The first dude hit that so well,
and he stepped through on it. Like everything was in that drive. He got his whole body going that way.
Tiger's like, yeah, just do it for my knees. No big deal.
We're gonna do a long drive contest, you and me.
I mean, that's okay. He's been the part of. He's actually the person you say.
First.
Oh,
I get to step into one.
Step on one. Show me what you got.
Riggsy boy. Riggs. Long drive contest against Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
That's like saying I'm a Michael Jordan. We say their names.
Stronger grip.
Saying, oh man, I did it like MJ.
Stronger club face.
You doing it against one of those guys. That's like saying I'm gonna do you like Barry.
Yes!
Barry Sanders won't be able to juke you right now. It's whatever he is, 60, maybe 55.
He's on the one name basis. Like that's how you know you're good. You just call him Tiger.
We saw it. We saw it.
Right.
We saw it.
All right, long drive contest.
When he hits this, as a golfer, you can just tell how clean it is. The
Yes.
sound and
it went straight, straight as an arrow, as they say.
No!
And he's still coming off surgery, right? He's still
You're a sicko. Sicko.
No. So easy. I say what I would do.
You're
for
incredible.
Fun.
Yeah,
I
just
would
want to have a
always
little fun.
wanna
That's
be
all.
any
Just have a little
NBA
fun.
player. And I'll say if I'm
speechless.
picking
I'm
probably the
speechless.
best shooters in the game right now, Stephon Curry, obviously. And so going against him, I just saw something on the screen that kind of threw me off a little bit. But going against shooting him, seeing what his game is like, or see how many shots he can make in a row from 3-point land.
You saw the video of Curry making like 110 threes in a row.
Was it? Oh, I didn't see that one. Or did you play that one?
I don't know what the number is, but it's like 5 minutes long. And
it was. He just doesn't miss. Like that's my thing. Is if you just, I want to see who misses first between like Steph Curry, Reggie Miller, Klay Thompson, like those guys that are Ray Allen, like those guys that are just like lights out, knockdown shooters. Like open gym, nobody in your face. Pick your spot. Pick your favorite spot. Go. Let's see who misses first.
Right.
Like that's those type of elite athletes where it's just that muscle memory. Where I don't know who it was, but they said that they had somebody and they put him in a gym and like let him shoot a couple times, and then they turned all the lights off, and he was still making shots because of the muscle memory.
Oh sure, I could easily see that.
I could do that. Oh man, I'm not a good at basketball with football. I could do something. I used to be able to do stuff like that. I'll say that. I would say that. Oh man,
I've closed my eyes before and tried to hit a golf shot to see how'd
that go for you.
One of them was really, really good and solid. I was like, that felt amazing, and the rest were not the best.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Hey,
I just want to see what
you
it's
tried.
like.
You tried. You
Yeah.
tried. All right, y'all. Mine. I found one a couple weeks ago. I found like I've been stocking up on them. I started saving them. So this one right here. Hey, you're gonna thank me for this one. This is a cute one here.
Okay.
All right. And if
You
you
said
have
so.
pets, I want to do this to my dogs. I just don't know. I know Ace would be down for this. Apollo won't.
I have a 2-year-old. Does
Apollo
that count?
A 2-year-old? I don't know. So take your pets to this chiropractor, please.
I've seen this.
Look at him. And they just love him. Watch his face.
What did you do?
He's like,
How do you become a pet chiropractor?
I don't know.
Hey, I'm gonna do some research. I'm assuming you go down the same path as a human chiropractor, but obviously studying the anatomy of an animal. Obviously, it's the only difference. It's the basic.
That's what I'm like. That's terrifying. Like you're right there.
Look at that little guy.
He's like, oh,
It was so tiny.
He's like, oh, but you gotta realize, you obviously pets. Like, when do you take your pet? You never think about that.
Yeah. How do you know?
I believe this guy is overseas too, so because everything looks like it's
Whatever.
I'm
language.
not sure. I don't know what language that is, but I know maybe like Eastern European language. So if somebody in the chat recognizes that, please let me know. But yeah, it's the looks of the pets when they, and this is my look too. When I found a chiropractor in Houston, near my house in Houston, and oh my God, when she adjusted my neck, I wanted to go to sleep. I was like, oh my God, that felt so good. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm great. I'm like, I'm fantastic. I am fantastic.
So my thought process, and it's a dumb thought process, but what I like to say about chiropractors and people that do that is that they're just failed assassins.
They just what?
They're failed assassins. They couldn't kill anybody, so they just started cracking necks.
I got you. I feel because I'm like, if I really, I'm like, sometimes I worry, like, am I too relaxed?
Yeah, they're like, they went to assassin school, and they're like, you know what? I don't want to kill anybody, but I can be a chiropractor.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, y'all in the chat, thank me for that one, and you too, John. And
that's pretty crazy to do it to a big old dog. Like,
he's
I wonder how many times he's been bitten.
Yeah, it's which one? Not this one. It's the one that looks like that one later on in the video where he does it, and the dog's and it's like you're like right
but
there.
He's like basically saying thank you. He's like, oh, that felt good.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do it again.
Like,
I might bite him right here.
Wait a minute.
This one starts
He's
licking
like,
my face.
thank you. He's like, oh my God, my back had that knot in it. And that poodle's like, Can we be friends for the rest of
What
our
did
lives?
you do?
This one.
This
But he gave him some love. He's like, I'm good.
at first he's like, I didn't like that, but also, okay, I kind of feel good. Okay, thank you.
A little.
Eeyore says it's Finnish.
It's Finnish. Oh, Finnish, Rod. So they're in Finland.
Mhm.
There you go. Okay, got it. All right, Rico, you're up next, sir. What
Speaking of Finland and Europe, I have found my way to North Sea TikTok, and
oh my God,
I'm obsessed.
I watched this video.
Hold on, put the music up. It's because I love the sea shanty.
Oh, that's the song. Gotcha. And I'm pretty sure they're still singing these songs on those boats right now.
Probably. I mean, they better.
Because they're
Like
like
the
singing
North
that song
Sea-
for the gods, the sea gods
Yeah.
to be nice to them.
Like, watch this, dude. Watch this. The wave comes up.
Nah.
Whoop.
Oh, man.
Whoop.
You got to pay me. I hope they get paid a lot of money for this job.
That's an oil rig. Look how
I know.
high up the waves are.
No, You got. I've
They
got to
live
make.
there.
You got to pay me well into the millions to be on have a job.
Look at this.
That is just
Oh,
Prestige
right here.
right below. That came onto the boat. It just
That one got on the water. Got on the boat. Like,
that had to get on the boat.
yeah, and it just to the North Sea, and just I'm stuck on North Sea TikTok. I love it. I love the music. I love the visuals, mostly because I don't have to be there. But the waves are massive. Like, look at this. These are the ones you see in like those movies where the ship just get taken under by the wave. This is the sea that they're talking about.
I'm gonna mute it real quick. I know that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So real quick, my comment on this, and I got to run, guys. Is this is insane? Number one, and number two, the advancements in boats, right? To like to know that you're going to deal with this, and then my next thought is, imagine it's 1490s.
Oh
and
God.
you're hopping on a boat going. It's the same thing. It's the same.
Yeah, they don't have
plot.
the technology. They don't have the metal
You're
boat.
just on a
They have
wooden boat.
wood boats.
Like that
No.
right there is what you see, and you're in a boat alone, thousands of miles from anyone, and this is what the sea is. Like why people were wild.
Like,
Hey,
people went across this sea
That sea
in
that one.
wooden boats.
our
This one,
ancestors, right?
Same
Our
one.
ancestors. Hey,
y'all wild.
that's why there's innovation. That's why there's new creations. Because Mother Nature is a gangster. Okay, she is the one. You can't mess with Mother Nature, man.
I also just find myself humming this or just singing this
Yeah, the
random
song is
times
dope.
throughout the day.
You know, I do like that little. I think of Lord of the Rings. I think of Narnia when I hear stuff like this.
Hey guys,
I'm
I got to
like-
run
I'm gonna
real
get-
quick. I know we're going to talk about Loki episode 3.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're about to bounce.
Quick
What's up,
thoughts.
Jar?
Love the old timey intro. You'll know about it when the guys talk about it a little bit more. And I thought that was one of the more fun episodes of the series up to that point. I really enjoyed going back to the 1890s.
Got it. Yeah, like that too. Love
See you guys.
it. We're gonna talk about it.
Thanks,
more.
John.
We gotta go
Bye.
now. All right, peace. But like I said, Lord of the Rings, Narnia has come to mind when you put this video in the
Oh yeah.
in the run the show, sir.
You ever seen the show Vikings?
Yes, yeah, I
That's
watched
what
a
I
couple
think of.
episodes of that when that first started. I need to
Good
watch
show.
it again. I'm a geography guy, so I kind of like when you said North Sea, I said I know where he's going with this.
Mhm. Freezing water, massive waves.
It's like
I'm obs-
basically like Deadliest Catch and
Yep.
like what they
Look,
go through.
Everyone needs to find their way to North Sea TikTok and just watch the videos because first
Yeah,
off, terrifying. Secondly, the sea shanty is amazing.
yeah, just on TikTok. I'm not going no time soon, and if I go, I'm going with a expert boat crew, the whole crew.
Yeah, I don't
And-
care who I'm with. I'm not going.
Like I've done some crazy things. I've jumped out of airplanes twice.
I do.
I flew with the Blue Angels 3 times. This is probably one thing I will not do.
No,
I
hard
will.
pass.
I'll be with you on your couch at your house and your wife and kids watching this on the North Sea TikTok.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
as far as I'll go with this. Because this is like a whole, like I said, this is Mother Nature flexing, right?
Mhm.
Like flexing on y'all, be like, hey, y'all think y'all run this planet? Nah.
It's just like, hey, you're not
I
supposed to
do.
be out here.
Yeah, what is you?
That's
they
what
tell-
Mother
that's
Nature's
a
saying.
boat?
Like,
Why you
Go
got that?
away.
You got that tugboat out here. You got
Look at that.
You going? You're in a little paddle boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why did
watch me flood it before I sink it.
you said bye bye?
Put the water in. Have you ever seen a boat get filled with water and then sink? That's
Yeah.
what I'm about to do to your boat.
Just you put a cup in the sink with water and it just fills up and sinks. Yeah, that's gonna be your boat, bud.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. You messing with the wrong one, Mother Nature. I'm like I'm undefeated.
Really out here.
Yeah, I'm really out here about that life. What you gonna do? Not a damn thing. Oh man, that was when I saw that video. I was sitting there like, I hope they're getting paid a lot of money. I really hope they are.
I think they do.
Yeah. Oh man, shoot, I forgot to put that up there. Best thing I see on social media. Oh, North Sea TikTok. Sorry.
It's all good.
Well, I missed out. You're the only one that got it up there.
Yeah, victory.
Apologize. And then us. There we go. I forgot to put that on there. Oh, now headed on to game releases of the week, y'all. So here we go. I gotta turn that off. I gotta go here, and I gotta go here.
Release the games. It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
Oh, that dog just got adjusted by
100%.
All right, my game is up first. Let me turn it on that off. Let me get ready for the big screen.
And go.
Oh, one more time.
And go.
Go. Oh, I didn't share it. Share it. There we go.
Your grandparents had
So we got toys.
a magical
Trains here
Its
is the game.
inhabitants, Raleighs, are a very joyful, outgoing bunch.
Well, you're gonna put up
They live far away from each
train
other.
sets for
and
yourself
would
there.
really use some help
Having a
if
good
they
old
did.
time. I know my
What they
wife
need
would love this.
most are
She
some
is a big
places to
time
spend
train
their
aficionado when she was a
You
kid.
could lend a hand building
This
Her and her
is cool.
brothers
loops with
put together
tiny
train
tracks
sets.
and trains
And so,
taken from a bottomless chasm.
mute away. So
It might
yeah, you could put
sometimes
together,
prove
plan out
difficult, but any
little
obstacle
train, like
could be
actual, like what you would
bested
do with
a
your
vivid
kids or yourself.
Yeah.
If you're that train
With each
person. So
connected rail,
Troy
the
Trains is a
building would
playful
grow
track
and finally
building
turn
game with a
into
nostalgic yet
little
heartwarming
surprise.
storyline to use
After
your
all
logic
the work
skills
is
and
finished,
imagination to
comes the
construct
time
trails
to decorate.
and create your own
And
small
maybe
world,
change a little
all
this
the
and
while
that.
enjoying the cozy and
The
relaxing
building
vibe
might be done, but the
of
adventure
putting
is
together
far from over.
a train set.
Raleighs
I see
need your
Legos coming next.
imagination. And if you
I
Dude,
would
that's
do- I
so
would-
cool.
relax and create,
My wife and her
open the
brothers
catalog
were
and enter the
putting
tiny
together
land
Lego
of toy
train
trains.
sets during Christmas.
I've never had train sets. I've always wanted one. Never had one. But that is so cool, especially with the VR headset and just
Yeah.
being able to, place it with your hands. You're just like, oh, let's bet that's like a very relaxing, like, let me just, you know what? I don't want to put some toy trains together and just have some, little toy people around me. And it's just a relaxing little game. You're like, yeah, I did that. I made this. So you just kind of sit back and look at the little table, the virtual reality table that you put together.
Yeah, I like it. Beyond the train, you got the little town you could put around it too. You don't just make the train and its bridges and stuff like that. You actually build the town within the tracks. So you got a little movie theater right there. I like that. They're having fun. They're getting real creative.
Yeah. Pulling stuff out of the book.
VR stuff here. I like this one. I would say Lego would be next for me. I'm a Lego
100%.
guy all day. Lego all day. So I had some fun with toy trains that came out yesterday, I believe.
A little surprise.
So check it out there.
After all the
Look at that,
work
there's a
is
plane.
finished, comes the
Toss the
time
plane,
to
let it fly.
decorate and maybe change a little
That's what you
this
do.
and that.
Like VR has come such a long way, and it's so cool how it's gone. You've had the people walking on the buildings and trying not to fall, the Beat Saber, and all of those
Right.
things. And people have realized, you know what? How about we just do something relaxing, like building a train set, like something somebody could do, but also be easier. Would it be cheaper to have this as opposed to buying a train set and the table and more pieces for the train set? I feel like trains are pretty expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes, indeed, fat and greedy, and they're fun, very relaxing. It's like a puzzle set. Put that
Yeah.
puzzle set together. Me and my granddaughter did that during the break here. All right, sir, your game is up for conversation.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, The Last of Us Part 2 remastered. is
already.
here.
That was quick.
Already. This game came out in 2020, I believe. Yeah. The PS4 version came out in 2020. Already 4 years later, the very popular game, The Last of Us Part 2, has a remaster 4 years later. And upgrading the graphics, obviously, with the remaster, you can play it 4K capabilities. And there's also a couple new things in there, like there's a guitar mode where you play the guitar for an extended period of time. They're releasing it for the PS5.
Oh yeah, they did that on the second one.
Yeah. There's you can change the clothes, so you can unlock different styles for all of the characters that you can play during the game. And I mean, Eeyore, you're not wrong. It wasn't needed. I'm not going to agree with you that the game story wasn't good. I think the game story was great.
See, I must put my foot down.
I don't think the remaster was needed.
More money.
Yeah,
you're
more money. But like you play the guitar. There's a new like I said, new styles for the players. You can put them in, like you said, Ellie was in a astronaut
I gotta go run up to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. And in this one, there's some gameplay modifiers, so it's a little less stressful. A lot more stressful with permadeath mode, where you're going to be going, you die one, there you go. The whole dang thing, which is going to be very interesting. I know there are multiple times where I've died, but look, Eeyore, you're not wrong. It wasn't really necessary aside from upgrading the graphics, but there's also some things on here where there's some levels that weren't released with the original game that they're giving you in the remastered version, where I think they're calling it the lost levels or something like that. There's three of them, I believe, unlockable concept. So there's the unlockable concept art, behind the scenes stuff, 3 playable levels that didn't make it into the final release, which, a lot of remasters don't do things like that, but it's great. It's great. I'm really enjoying. I played through The Last of Us Part 2 again. I played through The Last of Us before Part 2 came out. And regardless, I love the story in both of them. I think it's extremely fun to play. And in this one, there's also a speed run mode that you can go through, or you can just take your time. Yeah, you can go through. There's something they're trying to finish as possible.
I'm still out there,
You are really not a fan.
Who's that?
Eeyore's not a fan. Pitster wants to play the game. Look, Pitster, play them. Hey, they're fantastic.
I say you got to at least look. I know you are at your wits with this, Eeyore, but just for fun, good RPG storyline. I know it's the remastered version, but I do like that they added the guitar, because I was in Part 2, wasn't in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I might because I got a good excuse on playing this, because my PlayStation 4 shut down on me and my hard drive had to get wiped by you, Eeyore. Remember, you told me, you said either this is your options. You gotta wipe your HD to make your PlayStation work again, but you're gonna lose all your memory. So I said, you know what? I'll take one for the team, because I want my HD to be back. So I did that. So you cannot deter Pitster from having an enjoyment of a good RPG storyline.
No, it is Pitster. It's a fantastic storyline. The first one is one of the best games I've ever played. The storyline is fantastic. The gameplay, I was hearing people saying the gameplay doesn't, match up to today's gameplay, and that's why, it's not going to age well. I don't care what you say. The gameplay is fantastic. The story is amazing. And Part 2, I don't care what Eeyore says. Why aren't you a fan of it? Without spoiling anything.
But I'm okay with that.
I want to know why.
I know you say that what you say, Rico.
I know.
I'm okay with that, because obviously the second one didn't quite, I say, appease all the bells and whistles for EO.
Yeah, I mean,
but at least don't keep it from another person. Try it out. Take it for a test drive, sister.
I can't, because it would spoil. Send me a message. Send me a message on X or Twitter. We need to discuss this.
Yeah, get in the DMs of Discord, y'all. Follow us in there if you're not in there, Pitster. I'm pretty sure Pitster, you're in there. I know Eeyore's in there. I have an hour debates about the second one. Okay, we could do that.
Bet.
Eeyore, we could do that. For sure. We could sit down next time we play Halo together, or Fortnite, whatever we do, Eeyore. We could have that hour debate on why you do not like the second Last of Us. I'm all game for that. I am all game. Thank you, 50 Cent Dizzle, for the Discord command there. But great game. Graphics, I'm gonna be excited about because I was on 4 and PlayStation 5 graphics are a little bit better. I still have my PlayStation 4 and I found my PlayStation 3. I'm gonna start playing that. Yes, and it's work. I hope it's working. I cross my fingers. I found my PlayStation 3. I didn't bring it with me, but I found my Wii, and I should have brought it with me. But I did bring my PlayStation 3 with me here back to Lincoln. So
I have my PS3. It's in me and my wife's bedroom, and I play NCAA football on that. But I moved it out of our living room because I moved the PS4 out there because we got a Sonic game for the kids. But then this last week, I went out and got a Switch because we have the Bluey game on the Switch for the kids. So I have a Switch and my PS4 out in the living room mostly for the kids.
Oh, nice! And
I have my
TV show
PS3.
Is awesome. We watched it. Like, good recommendation. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I told you it's fantastic. So, but I have my PS3, my PS4, and my PS5. I'm big Sony guy here. Big Sony guy.
I got all of them too. I have a 2 laying around somewhere, but I got my 3, got my 4. I found my Wii, PSP 2, and it works.
Mm-hmm.
A Vita. I found the Vita. I just didn't test it if it still works. The PlayStation Vita. And with me here, like I said, I got the digital Xbox with me. I have now my PlayStation 3 with me, and then a Switch, a couple Switches. So
my PS2, both of them, I have the fat one and the skinny one. They're both at my grandma's house somewhere. I just have to find them. My PS1, last I saw was at my mom's, but I'm not sure if it works anymore. But yeah, no, I big Sony guy, big fan of all of that. And I was gonna say something else, and I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Oh, no problem. ER, what's he said I got a PS5 to play Big G3. Was that
Baldur's
Gate 3?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're ready for you. I know Rico has been playing a lot more than
I've been tearing that thing up. Oh, I was gonna say I got a PSP, the Madden Edition PSP, the blue one.
Yeah, I remember
that when it first came out. So I was sitting on my bed and tossed it onto my bed. Screen broke. So I sent it.
Tossed it? Hold up, time out.
I didn't throw it. I literally had it, and I just tossed
technology, man.
Onto my bed, like it's soft. Like I didn't throw it. I literally from like not even a foot, just like dropped it onto my bed.
So less than a foot. Okay.
Yeah, dropped it onto my bed, and the screen broke.
I was about to give you problems, but less than a foot. Yeah, that I would be shocked too. I would be.
Yeah, and I was like, "What just happened?" I sent it into Sony to get fixed. Never saw it again.
Yeah, that is a hard lesson in learning. Technology is very fragile. My wife, she's gonna be mad at this one. We're during the season, a couple of years, probably like a while ago, because our kids were at the house, so that means they were in high school. So probably like 10 years ago. It's NFL preseason, and she's watching her team. If you know her team, she's a Bears fan, unfortunately. And
I don't know how that happened.
We're watching the preseason game. And I think what's his name was. This was a while ago because I believe Cutler was still the quarterback. So this was a long time ago. This was a long time ago. He throws a pick. I mean, in preseason, right? Throws a pick, turnover, other team. She just got finished taking her like some medicine she had, and the medicine bottle caps. They're real little. They're fragile. Yeah. They're just locked to make sure a kid can't get into the bottle, right? She threw that top at the big screen TV in the living room and cracked it.
Oh.
And I'm like, did you just crack the big screen with a bottle cap from a medicine bottle?
She's got an arm, dude.
It's Jay Cutler sucks. I'm like,
got a stronger arm than Jay Cutler.
I'm like, it's preseason. So what? The interception doesn't count. It's preseason. The stats are not recorded. Somebody records preseason, but it's not this guy. I'm like, babe, it's preseason. It doesn't count. So he still sucks. This is terrible. I'm like, all right. I tried to explain that it's preseason. It doesn't mean anything.
That's funny.
Yeah. And it spider cracked. So when it cracked, it just it spider cracked. All these little cracks. And I was like, we got to get a new big screen because of you. Like, really?
No, because of Jay Cutler.
Oh, that's what she said. Ding dong. There we go. All right. Let's
right there.
let's get into what's on stream here.
Row your boat gently up the. Sorry, excuse me. It's time for what's on stream.
All right, let's get to it. So we got my man. Oh,
you see who just commented on Twitch?
Hold up, I gotta see. I know. Yeah, I know. Born and raised in Chicago, still suck or not Bears fans for life. Yeah, that's true. That's what I said. She's gonna be. She probably. I mean, I've told that story before, so she knows. So, but in episode 3, we're in 1893 for Loki season 2, and I've been wondering if we're going to get something like this because obviously we're in a time traveling essence of a movie here or series, I say. But we got it where now they go back into one of the times and actually going to be there for a little bit because of what they're trying to do. Morbius and Loki, they're tracking down what's her name?
Renslayer,
Ravonna, because she's Ravonna and the little clock. They're on a mission. What's the clock's name?
Miss Minutes.
Miss Minutes are trying to take all the Kang's variants out because he is the problem. The one, they go by, he is.
This one's Victor Timely.
It's Victor Timely, but what is his name? Where's the name at? He who's not.
He Who Remains?
Yeah, He Who Remains. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Yeah. I just watched this last night, so it's all fresh.
It's all fresh. Good. So you can start us off, sir. Since it's all fresh.
Okay, so they're going back to 1893, the Chicago World's Fair. Ravonna and Miss Minutes had gone a little bit further back in time and went with Miss Minutes said that He Who Remains had a plan in case he was ever killed. So they're going through on the sacred timeline and on an outside timeline and putting his plan into action where she has a TVA guidebook and she drops it into a window and does some things. And you go a few years forward to the Chicago World's Fair in 1893, and you meet Nathaniel Richard, Victor Timely.
That's him right here.
Yep, who is one of Kang's variants, one of He Who Remains variants. And Miss Minutes and Renslayer are trying to teach him and show him that he is going to be this all-powerful being that controls all of time. They're trying to get him back into his rightful place so that they can A, save the sacred timeline, and B, restore the TVA to its rightful place as the whatevers of time, the protectors of time, if you will. Things go a little awry. Loki and Morbius find their way there, find Renslayer, find Victor Timely. Loki is extremely surprised seeing, a He Who Remains variant. And then they get found by Sylvie. Sylvie is, as she told Loki in season 1, if she ever meets any of his variants, she will kill him. So she's trying to do that. They're fighting back and forth. And like John said earlier, this was one of the best. I'm sitting there with my wife and we're watching it on Disney Plus, and we have commercials on Disney Plus because we didn't want to pay the extra money. Right. So it hits a commercial. And I'm sitting there with her and I go, this is easily the best series that Marvel has, that Disney Plus has. Like just watching this, the music, the visuals, the story, although it is very confusing and time travel is always a strange subject and something that people aren't really sure about and get very confused about. True. This series, and especially this episode, was just done perfectly.
Yeah.
Again, I don't understand the whole time travel and everything, but just everything that was going on and the conversations that were being had, the dialogue, it just draws you in and keeps you hooked. And after this one, it's halfway through the series. It's 6 episodes this season. So this is episode 3. You're halfway through it, and you're just like
8 episodes, man. At least.
And you're just sitting there and you're like, I need to see the rest of it. I have to watch the rest of it. Because now there's so many different possibilities with what happened at the end, what Sylvie did to Renslayer at the end of the episode, Miss Minutes and what she said to Victor Timely about partway through the episode, and what she says to Renslayer at the very end of the episode. It throws a wrench or puts a lot of more questions into your mind at the end than answers.
Right. I mean, And what they're doing, Renslayer and Miss Minutes, is doing what you've seen in a lot of, like you referenced already, that time travel movies obviously has been the human species like go-to movie in a lot of years, and from Back to the Future to Time Cop, wherever. Now, so if you eliminate someone from the past, the future does not exist for that person or person.
Mhm.
And so what they're trying to do, obviously, is take out Kane, no matter how good or small or kiddish his variants are, take them out because
Mhm.
of destruction that he's doing in their verse, their universe. So I get the understanding of doing that, but also Morbius and Loki, I mean, is trying to obviously slow it down, because it's like if you destroy too many, it's the butterfly effect. The ripples go out and damage other things. So you got to be mindful of that. That's the other time travel kind of guideline. It's like, you change one thing, it's going to be a million things that you change, not just the one thing you thought you were working on.
Mhm.
In changing the future for yourself, if you have the access in a fictional sense, because I know if time travel is going on right now, oh my god,
Yeah.
it
And
would
it's a
not be
weird
it'd be
with the
dangerous.
so you have the sacred
be
timeline,
dangerous.
which is the main timeline, and then all the branches that go off of it. And that's
Correct.
in the last episode we saw Sylvie's living on one of the branches. Well, with the loom not able to handle all of the branch timelines, and there's too much power going through, and it's going to destroy the TVA.
Yep.
Although Sylvie wants to kill the Kang variant, wants to kill the He Who Remains variant, Loki kind of gets to her and it's just like, look, if we don't take him and use him to stop what's going on and to get in there and fix things, everything that you want, the life that you have, is non-existent, because time is just going to explode, or
Exactly.
things are going to go extremely bad for
Kaboom.
everyone. So what needs to happen is we need to take him and we need to fix things. And regardless of your hate for him right now, you need to put that to the side. And you can just see the pain in her eyes and the want to and everything. And
Yeah.
like I said, just a great episode through and through.
Yep. And then it mentions that at the end, Miss Minutes becoming jealous of Ravonna or Raven Slayer, in her paying not close attention to what's going on, to the situation, the weight of situation. So, but just that, it's good to see this, and to know that, hey, it's showing that, hey, everybody in this series, in terms of the characters I'm referring to, they have their part to play. It's just like they get to, I say, carried off with the weight of the situation, and may not realize, like, hey, yeah, you want to take out one, but you don't realize you'll affect more than what you think you're going to do in that process. So be careful. So
watch it now.
Yeah. So we want to wrap that up for this episode. I want to also add, I almost forgot, Overwatch and Rocket League for Nebraska Esports won the last two nights against Purdue. We played against Purdue. We play against Purdue all week long. So if you haven't tuned in, if you haven't heard me talk about Nebraska Esports and the BEC, the Big Esports Conference, so we play one college every week in 4 different games. And right now we're sitting at 2-0. We won in Overwatch 2, and we won in Rocket League, and Super Smash Brothers is tonight. And then Valorant is tomorrow night at 7:00. But between Loki season 2, episode 3, episode 4 coming down next week, we'll talk about that, recap it. We're giving y'all our opinion. So, hey, take it with a grain of salt. This is what we like or don't like about it, and this is where we could conversate about it also. But we will be back also with more video games to go out there and check out, download, or go get the disc. Either way, I hope you're, satisfied. Also, like I mentioned, we're going to recap episode 4 for season 2 of Loki, and any quick hit news bites, especially things that's going to help out your investigating or purchase of an item. We could find stuff like that for you. And then obviously next week we did best thing we've seen on social media this week, so it'll be this or that next week. So
perfect. So we need your questions.
Yeah, be ready. Go in there, get your questions into the Discord. So that Discord was put up by Smokes Bud Heavy a few minutes ago, about in the last half hour. Please click that, come into our Discord, and throw me some ideas for this or that for next week. So if you're in the Midwest, like myself and Rico are, and John, he's left already, stay warm, because it's polar cold.
Hey, we're getting to the 30s next week.
That's gonna be awesome. It's gonna feel like 80.
Oh, we're gonna wear t-shirts and shorts. It's gonna be great.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's where you go. That's how I'm gonna roll up into the studio.
Exactly. Just like
next week into the ticket. I'm gonna roll up there in a pair of shorts. They're like, "Hey, G, what's wrong with you, man? It's 30 degrees, bro."
Yeah,
it was negative 35 last week. So, Rico, real quick, let everybody know where they can find you on social.
You can find me on Twitter/X right here at Radio Rico AC. You can find me on the radio or the app 93.7 The Ticket. Download the app, listen to the radio broadcast if you're in the Lincoln area. Or you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, whatever. I won't be doing a show today because we've got some more Omaha Supernova stuff going on today. So so next week, if you find yourself in Nebraska next Wednesday, find your way to CHI Health Center, get yourself a ticket, be a part of history, the Omaha Supernovas, the first professional volleyball federation game. Yeah, you better be there.
What's the Atlanta team called?
The Atlanta Vibe.
The Vibe. I love that.
Yeah.
Name. Supernova, the Vibe.
Follow me on Twitter/X at Radio Rico AC. You'll learn all about that. Follow me on Instagram. Sometimes I post some cool pictures at Enrique Alvarez Clary all together. Sometimes I post good pictures. Sometimes I post cute pictures of my kids.
There you go. All right. You can find me on Instagram, Ahman Green 30 on one word. And then the show, we're on YouTube and we're on TikTok at Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. And then also LinkedIn. Follow me there. Hit me up with some. I could give you some coaching tips on Overwatch and Rocket League and Valorant and Madden and 2K and Baldur's Gate. Well, no, you can hit Rico up for Baldur's Gate, not me.
I might help you.
Eeyore. Hit Eeyore.
Yeah, definitely Eeyore.
Eeyore will help you out with Baldur's Gate 3. Please do that. But anything football related and video game related in terms of sports games and fighting games, Smash Brothers, Tekken.
That guy.
I'm the guy.
That guy. Except 2K. I can teach you that. He won't teach you.
Oh, I don't know. I'll play some 2K. Oh, we got to play.
Back. Look, I will smoke you.
Ooh. Oh, man. He just went. Oh, I love it. I love it. Let's do this, sir. We got a PlayStation. I'm on PlayStation. Let's go. You just started a fight.
Perfect.
Here we go.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
What I was about to say. So follow us on all those as well. So follow, retweet, share, whatever. Please do that to all those platforms we just mentioned. Like I said, we're streaming in. So everybody that is on Twitch right now, thank you for tuning in. Everybody that's on YouTube, everybody that's on LinkedIn, everybody that's on Instagram, everybody that's on X, thank you for tuning in as we get out here. You see my man Rico, he's trying to exit stage left, which he has. So I'll get the show ready to go and get my day. Well, my day has already been started. Sharing my time with my friends here in the Gamers Lounge. Everybody in the chat, the Bear fan, the Rico the Rookie, John Audius, Eeyore, Nikki, Smoke Butts Heavy, JFK, the Average Historian, my wife, AG. She came in here as well. Nikki Flag. Oh, that's you. That's Rico. Sorry.
That's me.
It's 50 Cent Dizzle. Everybody in the chat, appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your week. Like I said, and if you in the upper Midwest, stay warm, stay safe, because obviously there's some drivers that don't know what the heck they doing.
It's icy out.
Slow down. All right. So we're going to get out of here. So I'm not officially started work, but I got to get ready for work, if you know what I'm saying. All right. So see y'all next week, and like I said, be safe. Where's the chat? There we go. Get this going first. We gotta take all this off. Oh, no, there it is, right there. Oop, turn that up. Yep, turn that off. Turn that off. And then now, here goes the music.